Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with Hobo with Wood. So it's a hot, miserable day today, and I'm going to do a little design in the inside before I go to my laser. And I'm going to do a quick design or two for a new Etsy channel or a new Etsy store I opened up. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll share it with you guys as far as how I design a piece and how easy it is. And you can do this on your own, or if you say, hey, some of his work looks pretty decent, I wouldn't mind supporting his Etsy store. You can find me on Etsy and help me support this channel. All right, so let's dive right into it. This is going to be a short and a quickie. So let's minimize this. Get you over there. All right, we got a new screen here. We're using LightBurn. I'm in LightBurn 1.201, and we got a new work table, and I'm going to design a rear view mirror hanger. Let's go to my art library. Let's go to, I'm slowly but surely developing a library for hearts. Right now, this is the only heart I've got in here, and it's way too elaborate for what I want to use in a whole. But watch this. Add this graphic. Zoom into the thing where we can see it. I always like to back up too. Now, if you look here, this thing is a solid group. It's grouped. It's whenever I select it, it's one whole unit. If I go to ungroup, now you've got all the individual pieces. I just want the outline. I hit Control D because I want two of these. Come on, there's one. And I'll grab the original, move it off, and I expect or suspect that a lot of the people watching my videos are pretty learned on how to use LightBurn, but I'll go over some elementary things for those that, just in case they don't. Here I've got three pieces and they're overlapping, you see here. And I want to keep these two hearts, but I don't want this one. And if I click on my mouse and drag a rectangle or a square around this heart like this, you notice I got all three of those highlighted because when I did that, as you see my square come up, it comes into contact with all three layers. In fact, I don't even have to fully encompass that. If I just go right there, oh no, I'm sorry. I do have to fully encompass because that's not a group. But if I only want this and all that filigree, and I don't want the trouble of moving these, whatever, if you come from the left and drag around it, still same thing. I am touching all three objects, but I've only fully surrounded the one. It will only select that one. So again, from the right, it got everything. From the left, it only gets that one, and I don't want that, so I hit my delete button. It's gone. All right. So now bring these to the center of my page. Now these are the same height or the same dimensions, right? Because we just duplicated it. Well, I'm going to come over here and I just put it on top of each other, which you could have done by just saying there and hit shift and control and tell it to bullseye. Now they're centered for sure right on top of each other. And I just click. It's only clicking the topmost layer. And I want to reduce this. I want to keep my dimensions locked, okay? So I don't get it distorted. But I want to come here to, let's try the width and just tell it 80%. Yeah, that looks good. And now, with that highlighted, shift, select the outer one, and tell it to align at the bottom. Okay, I don't want it all the way to the bottom, so I'm going to use my control button, bring it up. About like so. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So now I have a heart. Now, if this is on a select them both. I like my red. Red is my cut path. most people do, so we're just trying to keep it uniform to everybody recognize. That's going to be a cut line, cut layer with an oddly shaped heart. Now, let's grab an infinity logo. Go to my art library, grab that, add it to my project. And guys, if you haven't started using your art libraries and building a library, man, this is a huge time saver. Add this to the project. That's way too big, so zoom out or we can grab it. I'm going to shrink this down. And let's do this. From the right, I selected both hearts, and I'm going to group that. Now that's one piece. Now I'll select that and that. Come on. Select my hearts and select my infinity. Tell it to center, bullseye, there we go. And I want to bring my infinity down a little bit. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Maybe just a little bit up. Okay. All right, microwaves through. All right. Now, temporarily grab all those that's on the center of the page. Zoom in. I back up to where I can see better. All right, I selected just the infinity. I'm right-clicking. Tell it to trace the image. Okay, now I've got a trace. Now I select my infinity, select my hearts with my shift button held down. Both pieces are selected. I come to my tools and I like this. One day I'll learn how to say that. Boolean. It might even be something strange, and it might actually, the B sounds like a G, and it's Boolean. I don't know. But Boolean assistant. Now, these over here are the same thing. That's whaled off shapes. There's your Boolean union of two shapes, subtract, and also intersection. Okay, so if you're familiar with that Boolean, you don't need to use the assistant. You know what you want to do. You just come out of here. I don't know it. I don't know what I'm doing. You may not believe it, but I really don't. All right, so I use that assistant religiously. I open that up, but the reason I like it is because depending on which of these two items you click first. In fact, let's see. I'm gonna cancel this. All right. I'm now to pay attention. I click the union or the infinity first, shift and heart. So the infinity is A because it was the first item I selected. All right. So go to tools, my assistant, union A or B, intersection A and B, subtract A and B, or A. Subtract A from B, or is that subtract A? Yeah, subtract A from B. So if that was the case, if you go over subtract A from B, then this heart should have some gaps right here and right here and right here. Let's look and see if yeah. But it also gets rid of B. So and then that's not what we want. So you reset it. Nothing was done because we didn't hit OK yet. Now, subtract B and A. Now, B from A leaves A. No, see, that's what's weird. It leaves B and it subtracts A from B. Subtracts A from B. Let me shut this microwave up. Okay. That was going to bother me. Reset. But you don't even have to click on anything. You just hover over these. And as you pass over them, it'll show you what that result would be if you select it. Well, that's what I want. Okay. So we're going to select that and tell it OK. Now, this is going to be a rear view mirror hanger. I need to put a chain through it. Now, that's one piece now that we've made that union. All right, now the dimensions on it in inches, and this is going to hang from a rearview mirror. Let's just say that we're going to make her the height of it. Let's look at 4 inches. Okay. Now, if you don't know about using your rulers, get out behind my camera there. All right. And only because we're in the United States and the people recognize inches more than they do millimeters. Put it on inches there. You can toggle back and forth, but I'm on inches. As you move this mouse around your piece, it will highlight a given segment and it will tell you the measurements of that segment right up here. And as you see there, that's purple. Whatever you select, that's the current segment length up there. Okay. But I don't want to know segment length. I want to know how far is it from this piece to this piece, because I'm wanting to picture this in my mind hanging from a rearview mirror, so I can click there and drag my mouse down to here and get a rough estimate. That's showing that it's 0.4586 inches, so it's just under half of an inch. So that's pretty decent size. And why is that important? It's because I need to put a hole in it. And I wanted to make sure that when I put a hole in here somewhere that it wasn't going to make it so fragile that it was not usable. All right, so I bring this over here, and that's obviously too big. So holding my control, shrink her down a little bit, and then also, let's see, that highlighted here is telling you how big your circle is. So that's a 4.5 millimeter circle, just under, a little over under 1/4 of an inch. All right, so I'm going to make her just a little bit smaller. In fact, I toggle back and forth in my use of metric and. All right, I just made that a 4 millimeter hole. Now, is that where I want it on there? I don't know. So we're going to select the circle, hold down the shift button, select our unit, and then I'm going to tell it here to align it on their vertical centers. And now that's exactly centered within that piece there. We'll add some text. We're going to, and this is only a 4-inch piece, so you're not going to want to put in too much of any kind of text in here. Just put names. All right. We got Adam, and over here we got Eve. And now we want to bring that here and bring Eve over here. And you're like, well, that don't exactly fit. No, it don't. So, and I don't really like this font either. So let's just change the font before we get too crazy. And I like this condensed font because it's just that. It's that much more condensed. I didn't even change the font size. I just changed it to a condensed font and squeezed everything together. But we're still on that horizontal, and we want to have it wrap around that heart. Well, you come here to your rotate, you say, okay, well, that rotates, but that's not wrapping anything. So undo that. But this little blue dot right here, I'm going to zoom in here on Adam. I'm going out. This little blue dot right here, that's your bend to a curve. So you click that and hold that, and then you use the two combined and now you have just wrapped Adam around the heart. Change Eve to the condensed. We didn't change the font size, so we're not going to mess with that. And bend Eve to our will. That's to be the first time I've bent any woman to my will. All right. Now, rotate, zoom out. Let's move Eve over here a little bit. Rotate Eve some more. And so now you're starting to see it come together. And just a simple text. Select. Of course, you know, you can make this as sappy as you wanted and whatever you wanted it to be. And here we're going to make her a little bit smaller. But see how easy that was? But that was quick, that was simple. That's something you can do yourself instead of buying from me on Etsy for $2.50. But hey, buy from me on Etsy for $2.50. I like to design small projects like this. I'm just now starting to build up some designs and create my Etsy store. But you no longer have to buy one because you can do it yourself. So this has been a relatively quick and simple video with Hobo with Wood. Just reach over here and hit the little subscribe button, the notification bell for future videos. I'm looking to build this channel as quickly as I can, so any comments would be greatly appreciated. All tips that can help me improve what I'm doing, because like I've said several times, I don't know what I'm doing. So, as I've also said, do not try to duplicate, emulate, or simulate anything I've done on this channel. Anything you do that leads to any bodily harm, loss of any important bodily digit, I'm not responsible because I don't know what I'm doing. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.